Sparks and Stripes. The community celebrates the 4th of July with the annual Independence Day Parade.
It's exciting. I'm like a little kid about it.
Border Exhibition. Witness La Frontera, an immersive and powerful showcase on display at the Irving Archives Museum.
We're representing 20 artists. 6 of them are local.
Comical Magic. Kids gather at the Valley Ranch Library for a special performance by a magician juggler.
I have world-class skill, but I package it in a very comedic, physically and verbally entertaining show.
And in Feature Flix, I review the new romantic comedy starring Scarlett, Johannson and Channing Tatum, Fly Me to the Moon.
Now that we know the whole world will be watching, we need backup of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
What?
Hello everyone, welcome to Irving Spotlight. I'm Susan Stevens. We begin tonight with one of Irving's most honored 4th of July traditions. The community came out bright and early to see all the patriotic floats go by at the annual Sparks and Stripes Independence Day Parade.
I've been coming for years. I grew up here in Irving.
I've been coming every year.
This is my 8th time actually celebrating and coming to the 4th of July festivities.
Irving's 4th of July Parade is one of the community's favorite traditions.
It's exciting. I'm like a little kid about it. I'm patriotic. My husband is a World War II disabled veteran, and I like to come in his memory as well as all the veterans that served our country.
It's just a good time for all of us to come together.
They come together with family and friends to see several patriotic and lively floats go by.
You're going to see different groups from around the community. You're going to see the kids, you're going to see car clubs, you're going to see the bands, the cheerleaders.
Well, we love to join the parade for Christmas and 4th of July, and particularly for 4th of July to show our patriotism, how much we love living in Irving and are proud of that.
The celebration continues after the parade as everyone heads over to Heritage Park for live music, activities for kids, and some new additions.
And of course we have a dunking booth. I think Councilman Taylor was just in the water not too long ago.
And even a competitive pie eating contest. The city provided plenty of sweet treats for all to beat the heat while enjoying another festive 4th of July event.
So everybody coming out to see the friendly faces of everyone in the community, it's always a great thing.
It's always nice to see how much fun families have at the parade. The Irving Archives Museum brings together artists from diverse backgrounds and locations with one of the current exhibits, La Frontera. The groundbreaking exhibition offers a multi-sensory experience that sheds light on the human stories of immigration.
It's kind of an honor because I get to represent my family. I get to represent a lot of Latinos, Hispanics.
Our organization is Latino Arts Project. We're a pop-up museum experience, and we have an exhibit about the border crossing and about the immigrant experience. And we really wanted to show the community different aspects of this topic that we hear about on a daily basis, but sometimes we forget about the humanity behind it. And that's really what this exhibit is about. We're representing 20 artists. 6 of them are local. The rest are national and international artists from Europe, from Africa, from the Americas. And we have over 50 pieces, so we used a lot of different mediums to do that.
So I have the Journey sculpture, which is a desert scenery. My interpretation came from stories I've heard from family, close ties. And then I also have the columns, which are murals painted, interpreting the journey of a family. We
also work with local collaborations like Caramia Theater. We have a production that we're running of Ursula, a play about the unaccompanied minors.
I think it's important because they get to get a visual representation of what the situation on the border is what's actually going on. It's a sense of reality.
We as a community need to talk about this openly and have discussions that are productive about immigration. We're living this history. A lot of what we show is the past. We're showing pathways on how people come, why they come, how they get here, but really it's a story.
You can see La Frontera on display at the Irving Archives and Museum through July 31st. Something else you'll want to see is this week's Feature Flix. 1969 is greatly remembered as the day when man first walked on the moon. Well, the new romantic comedy Fly Me to the Moon, starring Scarlett, Johannson, and Channing Tatum, twists the truth of that story and how that mission came to be.
We have liftoff.
In the film, NASA has hired a successful marketing specialist, Kelly Jones, to fix its public image, making the launch director, Cole Davis, extremely frustrated by her constant inconvenience during his task at hand. Succeeding in drawing all of America's attention on the highly anticipated mission, the White House deems the broadcast of this historic day is too important to fail, and direct Jones to stage a fake moon landing as backup. And to make matters more complicated, she must keep this plan under wraps from everyone, including Cole, with whom she is now beginning to form a romantic connection.
From the hippie top.
This movie was funnier than I expected it to be. Great credit to that humor goes to ScarJo in one of her most charming roles yet. She's a sharp-witted woman who can talk her way out of anything by adapting to her environment and the people she's essentially trying to win over. She's a chameleon, but she's also incredibly smart, and it's inspiring to see her be an asset to a vital mission during a time when women were undervalued. Even though her character and Tatum's are fictional, they are likable ones that add to the true meaning of this story. That maybe you can win over people by being your real self and not having to fake anything. The film does drag a little in its second half and could easily have trimmed 20 minutes, but director Greg Berlanti captures our attention with his focus on an engaging story, a humorous cast, and some exciting shots, making Fly Me to the Moon a lighthearted blast everyone can enjoy. Fly Me to the Moon is now playing. Check AMC Irving Mall for showtimes. It was billed as a comedy show with juggling and magic. What kid wouldn't want to see that? David Slick recently visited the Valley Ranch Library to shock and awe the youngsters who came out to see his unique talents.
I love juggling. The balls running around is so much fun to watch.
And this juggling act is bringing a little bit of magic to the Valley Ranch Library.
A live rabbit, LED routines, knives for a danger element. I'll be attempting a big trick with a giant 6-foot wide balloon. I'm most looking forward to that.
David Slick is a multi-talented comedian, magician, and juggler who holds 2 Guinness World Records.
Both for endurance juggling, 3 balls for over 12 hours, and 4 balls over 2 hours.
And he's showing off his world-class skills to the community.
It's so interesting.
It takes a lot of energy to keep them engaged, and I love it. It helps keep me in shape. And it's just a passion of mine. It excites me. I get to hand select the routines that I perform. And I love that it's here at the library where I can immediately refer them to library books, not just on juggling, magic, circus skills, but on anything that interests them.
I just love books.
Which makes his slick performance educational and entertaining.
In addition to all the fun stuff happening at the libraries, there's also so many other fun things to do this summer. Levi Gomez, our man about town, shares his suggestions.
Learn how to create your favorite comfort foods while mastering the basics of cooking. Join other teens who share an interest in the culinary arts here at Lively Point Youth Center, Tuesdays in July at 4:30 p.m. Call in all residents with a competitive streak. Join others for the Puzzle Palooza contest to see how fast you can complete a puzzle. Test your skills here at Lee Park Rec Center July 19th at 5:30 p.m. Irving Libraries invites you to Friday Night Library Let's Glow. This after-hours event features neon crafts, activities, and games. Get your glow on at the South Irving Library July 19th at 7 p.m. Presented by the Representa Foundation, the Dallas Columbian Festival is in Irving. Experience a multicultural event of Latin American entertainment, food, art, and much more. Take a journey through the regions of Colombia here at Levy Event Plaza, July 20th at 2 p.m. Looking to shade yourself from the Texas sun? Sew a bucket hat at the MIY Zone at the South Irving Library, July 27th at 10:30 a.m. Cows, llamas, and alpacas, oh my! This and much more is featured at the Animal Experience. From farm animals to more exotic like macaws, a wallaby, and a lemur, you can meet them here at the Animal Experience. Take part in this family-friendly event at Fritz Park through July 28th.
And that wraps up this episode of Irving Spotlight. Join us next time as we make crafts for some furry friends during a pet-themed event at the West Irving Library. And we meet the young stars of this year's one-act play performance at Heritage Park. As always, tell us stories you'd like to see on the show. You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on X and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for tuning in and have a great evening. For Irving Spotlight, I'm Susan Stevens.